Welcome back to Access Anime. I'm Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Episode 8. Now, if you remember from last episode, Zeppeli is no longer living, he's been defeated, and is dead. I didn't see that coming. I really did not. Now, as for JoJo, he has defeated Turkus, so it had a positive result, regardless of losing Zeppeli. But again, it was very sad to see Zeppeli pass away. I'm just saying, it was. I mean, we were just introduced to him. But I digress. Moving on. Now we see JoJo, Speedwagon, and Poco heading to Win Knight's lot. And apparently, Poco has a run-in with Mr. Adams, which is from his village. But he's a zombie. JoJo ends up defeating him. And later, we're introduced to 3 more characters. Dyer, Strats, and Master Tenpei. That's interesting. We got 3 more players in the series. But don't get your hopes up yet. That's all I can say. But moving on, toward the end of the episode, we actually see Dio, what appears to be Paco's sister. Now, I assumed it was Arena, which was JoJo's girl, but I was wrong. It's actually Poco's sister. And again, we don't know if she's a zombie or if she's still human or not. I'm just pointing that out there because she had a really innocent look. But again, that was last episode, and this is a new episode, so let's dive right in. And again, I'll keep my final thoughts and my rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. Let's dive right in. Now, we open up this episode with Poco, actually. And Poco, he's at his dad's house, so he made it back to his home. And it seems that everyone around is still human, at least at his dad's residence. And his dad's slapping him because he was worried. He was scared about where Poco was at. So it was kind of like, a father and son moment. Kind of. But we do find out that Poco's dad tells Poco in general that his sister went out looking for him. So, yeah, now we know where his sister's at. Obviously, with Dio, that's the assumption that everyone that has right now. Now, I should add, off to the side, we see Strats, Dyer, Speedwagon, Master Tenpei, and JoJo. They're listening in. Literally, they're all grouped up and they're listening in. But again, that was the opening scene. Let's move past that. Now we're taken to Dio. Now, Dio's actually talking with Poco's sister, who's actually 16 years old, may I add, and he's trying to kind of convince her or give her the option of becoming a zombie so she can save her youth, so she doesn't have to age, and so she can live forever. That's not really working with her because she doesn't want to become a zombie, so she says no and she slaps Dio. Now, Dio is really insulted and pissed off, so instead of turning her into a zombie anyways, he walks out and he ends up telling a new character by the name of Doobie the Uncanny. Now I'm going to call him Dobby because it's easier for me to pronounce that way, but his name is Dobby the Uncanny, and he's a new zombie we're introduced to. And again, Dio walks out. He's leaving. He left the room and he said, literally, Dobby, do whatever you want. That's what he was basically telling this guy. And so now you see Dobby about to inflict tremendous pain and whatnot to Poco's sister, and Dio's no longer in the room. He's gone. Coincidence why he left. I don't know why he left. That was kind of interesting because JoJo appears and he throws an anvil at Dobby. I was like, what? An anvil? I thought it would have been a horseshoe, but okay, an anvil. Let's work with that. And it definitely pushes Dobby away, and Poco's sister is saved, and she's fleeing. She's now right behind JoJo, more or less. And we're taken to a different scene where we actually get to see Dobby attack JoJo with snakes that are on his face. I was like, what? Another Medusa wannabe? Really? Yeah, and again, his head has snakes. Not like just on his top of his head, on the sides. Now, JoJo, he turns to Dobby. Literally, he attacks Dobby, and he turns the snakes against him. I didn't even see this coming. I thought it was going to be a spread out little fight. No, Dobby's snakes end up defeating him. Now that's irony, literally. But moving on, we're actually taken to a different scene. We see Dio. Now we see JoJo, opening the doors that Dio was behind, and now we do a one-on-one confrontation. Dio versus JoJo. Now, right behind Dio, there are 4 zombies that appear. Now we don't know who they are, but again, there are 4 zombies behind Dio, and now it's Dio versus JoJo. Or at least that's what we assume. Because you know what? We're taken to a little WTF moment because Dyer jumps in front of JoJo. Was like, dude, you should not have done this. But yeah, it's Dyer. It's Dyer versus Dio. I was like, now why is that? And Dyer explains he's got a deeper grudge. Mostly because if you think about it, his partner was Tenpei. Well, I didn't say Tenpei. His master is Tenpei, but his, not only is his partner Zeppeli, but for 2 decades he was friends with Zeppeli, so it definitely does go deeper. Just putting that out there. Now, again, we see Dyer, he uses a Thunder Cross split attack. An amazing attack out of nowhere. Doesn't work, and it was stopped. Now, Dio ends up using his freeze attack, and Dyer is defeated, sadly. I didn't think it would be over that quick. I mean, the build-up that he jumped in, I thought, okay, so it's just going to be a battle between these guys. No, he's defeated. And not just defeated in that way, like a small little defeat. His whole body was shattered. His head, Dyer's head, landed in roses. I was like, Dio's not screwing around. He just took out this guy in one attack. The whole body. After it was frozen, he shatters it. And there's only the head that's left. And it's in roses. Now, believe this or not, Dyer is not done. His head spits out a rose right at Dio, and it scars Dio on his face. It's like, all I'm saying is the ripple energy is one hell of an energy, because if you can die and you're still left with a head, a limb, or something, it can still move because it's got the ripple energy. I'm like, that's pretty amazing power. I don't know a lot of anime series with that kind of power, so I'm just putting that out there. That is definitely interesting. But sorry, I definitely digress. But going to a different scene, we actually see JoJo now. He's asking for his sword from Speedwagon. The Pluck and Luck sword, he's now got. I was waiting because we definitely knew that Speedwagon had his sword. It was just a matter of time before JoJo was going to use it, and this was definitely it. So again, we see JoJo with his sword, Pluck and Luck, and he's about to attack Dio with it. Now Dio, he's taking everything very seriously right now. He's pissed that Dyer scarred him, but again, Dyer is no longer alive. His head is now completely shattered as well, so he's gone. So there's no more Dyer, and that's weird. He is a new character and he's already dead. Wow, I'm sorry, that kind of sucks in my opinion. But sorry, I digress. And again, we do see Dio. He's taking this shit really seriously. He's no longer screwing around. You see all these zombies appear everywhere. There's zombies everywhere. Taking to a different scene. We have so many new characters, and it's funny because they don't even stay that long. We've got new zombies. We've got Paige, Jones, Plant, Boneham. Interesting zombie names, I'll just be honest. Interesting names. And they all use the same attack, Vein Needle attack. And I was like, well, that's not unique. That's just stupid. Shouldn't you have your own attacks? But they're subordinates of Dio, so at least they have some attack. Now they're attacking strats. Now I thought this was going to be another drawn out little fight. The answer is no. He doesn't even lift a finger to literally attack him, and yet somehow all of these zombies are defeated by him. You see like the chandeliers come down and take him out. So I thought that was definitely kind of interesting. I mean, I thought it was going to be a longer, drawn-out fight. I was wrong. No, I wasn't. Now, again, we see more zombies that are coming out of nowhere. Like, you have more zombies appear, and now we see Master Tenpei. He jumps in. He says, I got this. Let JoJo focus. So now we're taking back to Dio versus JoJo. Finally. I mean, I'm sorry to see Dyer, be defeated and die. Now it's JoJo's turn. So we see JoJo versus Dio. Now JoJo, he throws a rose, or should I say, he throws roses which have no effect on Dio. I thought they were going to explode or, light up and go on fire. No, they were just there to distract Dio in general. Now, Dio's right arm has been taken out by JoJo. I was like, perfect. I thought this is perfect. Now we see Dio at a disadvantage. Yeah, not so much, because JoJo, he cuts Dio down the middle. No, I mean literally down the middle with his sword, Luck/Pluck. And I thought, okay, now it's done. You're missing an arm, you're cut down the middle, you're done. Dio, no, you're done. No. Oh, no. See, now that JoJo's sword is right between Dio, it's starting to freeze. And you're wondering why. Why is it freezing? Because Dio's not defeated. He's still there. Gets even worse. Even worse. Dio, he puts his fingers into JoJo's neck. Okay, this guy keeps coming back from the dead, literally. He's definitely one hell of a villain to be reckoned with. I'm just putting that out there. I mean, wow. Now, JoJo, he kicks well, I should say, JoJo kick is blocked. He's trying to kick Dio, and it's been blocked. And now his leg appears to be frozen along with his sword. At least that's what I saw. So I'm assuming that's what happened, that his leg was also frozen. And JoJo's sword starts to heat up after it was frozen, and you see Dio go on his little monologue about taking out JoJo and how he should have given up, or this is the end of you. I thought it was worth listening to, and then I laughed afterwards because of what we see. Now we see JoJo's sword, Pluck and Luck, getting heated up, and there it is. It's got a flame, everything. He's no longer frozen. He's getting the ripple energy built up. It's like, sweet. This is an amazing outcome we got here. So it's definitely worth seeing. Now we're taking to a different scene. We see JoJo, and he's using the Sunlight Yellow Overdrive. But I should also point out his sword, Pluck and Luck, has been damaged. It's broken now. Yeah, sad part. I thought his sword was gonna, last a little longer than that. But sorry, I digress. Moving on. Again, he uses the Sunlight Yellow Overdrive. Well worth watching, and I loved it so much. We see JoJo. I should say he does a direct hit, and it fails. I'm like, what? His hand's still frozen. That's why his attack was failing. It's like, really? We're gonna go there? So we're taking to a different scene, and we see Dio. He pulls his face. I should say he pulls his limbs together, his face together, and it looks like, oh crap moment. Literally like an oh crap. What's holding Dio back? He's got his head has been put back together. His arm has been reconnected. I was like really confused. Really confused on what was going to happen next. I mean, where's JoJo going to go? So we see Dio jump in midair. He's about to jump on JoJo. But JoJo, he surprises us. His right hand is on fire. His glove is burning. And yes, you want to do that little phrase from G Gundam. This hand of mine is burning red. You definitely want to say it when you see this little part. I swear. I know I wanted to say it, and I did say it. Now again, it is a direct hit. There's no way it's going to miss. Guess what? It's a direct hit. Guess what? Dio, you're defeated. We see his body being burnt to a crisp and being pushed off the edge. Well, it's falling off the edge. So we're under the impression that Dio is now, he's been terminated. He's dead. Finito. No more. And we see JoJo, he collapses because he's tired and drained of energy, but he's okay. Now that's the end of the episode. Final thoughts? Okay, is Dio really dead? We don't know. Manga-wise, yes, we do know. But that's manga. We're focusing on the anime. Is he dead? We don't know. We assume he's dead. I'm just saying we don't know. Now as for JoJo's sword, Pluck/Luck, I wonder if he's going to repair that or not, because that was a good sword. But again, it was definitely interesting episode, that's all I can say. Maybe I'll throw in one more final thought. Really, we're going to kill Dyer that soon? I wonder what kind of outcome this is going to have for Master Tenpei and Strats. I wonder what they feel, like what's going to happen now. Are they going to recruit someone else? Are they going to have like a little funeral ceremony for the ashes of Dyer, like his frozen head? Little shards of his head? We don't know. I'm just putting that out there. And what's going to happen to Poco's sister? Did she find anything out, or is she just going to be a side character that no one really cares about? Again, we don't know. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. As for my rating, I feel a good 4.5 out of 5. We saw a main character, or what we thought was a main character, die. That was interesting. Fights were amazing. I'm not going to lie. The fights were amazing. Now, there really wasn't any drama in this episode, which wasn't really a bad thing, because this was more of a hands-on type of episode. We saw JoJo throwing a lot of punches and fighting Dio, so why wouldn't I give this a 4.5 out of 5? So, final rating, 4.5 out of 5. Well, that ends it for my walkthrough and review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Episode 8. Almost slipped that up there. Definitely comment down below, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe above, let me know what you thought of this episode, and of course let me know what you think is going to happen in the next episode. And again, follow me on Twitter and check me out. Definitely follow me if you like. But again, that ends it for today. Before I go, I gotta say it, can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.